Hi guys, High Performance Happy Hour. Happy Tuesday. Super pumped to be here. And I am still under the weather, and it got me thinking about an important topic and something that was perfect for Performance Happy Hour. And I really want to get your thoughts on this and just lead into this discussion and ask you your input on this question and why it's important to just show up. And what does showing up mean to you? What does it really mean to you to just show up? Because I could have easily wrote a post today saying, hey guys, I'm not feeling great, I'll be back tomorrow, easy peasy, done with it type of thing. And and don't get me wrong, I was thinking about that. And then I was like, you know what? No, because when we make a commitment to show up, hey Nicholas, when we make a commitment to show up, it says a lot about who we are, and it says a lot about what we're committing to in all aspects of our life. And yeah, I feel cruddy, but I'm showing up because it's important for you to know that when I say something, I mean it. And regardless of how I'm feeling, I'm still showing up. We're still going to have a great discussion and, just see where it goes. And I love talking about things that just come up sometimes randomly in my life and the thoughts that pop into my head day to day. And this was the big thought that came into my head, is the power of just showing up as you are and how it really can make an impact in people's lives. And I started brainstorming and writing when this thought came into my head, and I want to share it with you guys. And hey Megan, and I would love your insight on this as well and your input. It's super important. So what I did was I thought about what showing up means to me. So I'm asking you that question. What does showing up mean to you? And what does showing up not mean? And I have my notebook here for you guys because I don't want to miss anything. And honestly, sometimes you just show up even when you don't feel like it, because it means integrity. And it means that when you say something, you're going to do it and you follow through. And it really creates deeper connection with the people around you. It creates trust. It allows people, hey Chelsea, it allows people to feel like they're seen, heard, and valued because you're showing up. And it creates this beautiful space and connection to interact like this. And showing up means that you're supported or you're supporting others. And that's super important in your life as well, personally and professionally, when you just show up. Hey Ish, what's up? And it also means results. And when we show up, even when we don't feel like it, it's creating consistency, it's creating habits, and eventually it's creating results in your life. And some of the most successful people, show up when they don't feel like it, but they have this vision and they have this goal, and that's what drives them to keep going even when they don't feel like it. And that's really where the magic happens, is when we keep being consistent and saying and doing what we say we're going to do, even when we don't feel like it, because that's really where the growth is. And who knows, like somebody on here today, this could be exactly what you needed to hear today, is the power of just showing up and how big of an impact that can make in people's lives. Whether you're having a super stressful day today and you just needed to hear that it's okay to just to show up as you are. And I'll get into that as well, what showing up isn't. And showing up also means that you're creating and holding space for yourself to move through and get to where you want to be. Because if you stop showing up, you're stopping your momentum. Those stories start popping into your head that, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not strong enough. But when you're consistently showing up in your life, in other people's lives, it's really showing you that you are, holding space for your growth. And that kind of leads me into the next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, is that showing up doesn't mean perfection. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need to look perfect. You just show up, and it speaks volumes. And showing up doesn't mean being a spectator. When you show up for something, you get involved, you participate, you create that deeper connection. You're creating community when you show up. I mean, what's the point of showing up somewhere when you're just on the sidelines? So showing up doesn't mean that you're a spectator. It doesn't mean that you're being a robot and you're on autopilot. Showing up brings that authenticity out. I was just talking to somebody today a little while ago, and they felt very robotic, that the same thing is happening to them at the same time each year, where they're feeling super overwhelmed and stressed. And it's like, how can you break that cycle? And it's about, showing up differently, being courageous to try something new, even though the desired outcome is the same, but you're just showing up differently. And that really could be the missing link that's going to generate different results. So being courageous and putting yourself out there to show up differently. And also, showing up doesn't mean that you know the outcome. Showing up just means that you are being present in the moment, being authentic, and not being attached to the outcome. I mean, this could be really resonating with you guys right now, or it might not be, and that's okay. But this is the point, is that you just show up being who you are, and it's going to impact somebody. It's going to make a difference. So if you are feeling me on this, give me a heart or a like. Let me know that what I'm saying is making sense to you. And really just think about, really reflect on, what does showing up mean to you in your life, personally and professionally. And another thing that I wrote down as well is that showing up isn't conditional. And that was a big one. That was a really, really big one for me when I was thinking about it today, is that when we show up, it's not because we're expecting to get something out of it. You're just showing up because it matters to you, or it matters to a person that you care about, or it matters to your colleagues or a project. It aligns with your vision and your goals. And I just thought that one really resonated with me, was that when we show up, it's not about tying conditions to it, meaning like, I'm going to do this if you do this for me, or the only reason I'm doing this is because of X, Y, and Z, and I want to get this type of thing. And it really opens up a lot of thought into this too, because when we are showing up with expectations, or we're only showing up for certain reasons, it really takes away the magic of what could be created, because you're putting limits on things. And I don't even have, I mean, this is just popping up into my head right now as I'm thinking about this, and you know, what's coming up for you. And have you ever thought about this? You know, are you engaging in certain behaviors? Are you being a certain way in your life because of expectations and results? Or are you showing up authentically? Are you showing up in a way where you're giving to give, not giving to get? And when we really shift that perspective and shift that way of thinking, how the results and how the things in our lives begin to shift as well, and how it can really, really impact just showing up consistently day in and day out in your life, how it really impacts your overall performance in your life, and also impacts your results. So just think about it. Think about how you're showing up day to day, and is there room for you to, you know, start showing up differently, and just playing around with it. Get curious about it and how you can show up differently in different areas of your life, and see what's possible. So that is Tuesday High Performance Happy Hour. Would love to hear your thoughts. It was a little deep, but I wrote down the key components of what I believe is showing up and what I believe, you know, showing up isn't. So I invite you to kind of play around with that too, and, you know, take some time to sit down and think about, you know, what does showing up mean to you, and what does it not mean, and see if your behaviors are aligning to that. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. Take care. Love you guys. We'll be back tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your day. Make it great. Okay, bye.